Well, greetings and salutations. This is Rick. I do hope everyone is having a great day. It's quite early on a Sunday morning and I'm heading off to the ancient forest of Savenac because it's very windy and they have actually forecast gale force winds for today. So I'm going to have to be a little bit careful, but I'm hoping to get some really good high quality audio recordings of the wind through the trees, because I'm basically working on some new material for the Honest Guys channel. We've got some new meditation type videos and sort of guided relaxation videos coming up, and we need some really good quality sounds of the wind through the trees and stuff. So I'm really hoping that's what I'm going to be able to get today. Now it's a beautiful morning, the sun is shining. The sky is a very, very pale blue. It's not that kind of rich blue that we're sort of normally used to. Not quite sure why. But hopefully you can see the trees are absolutely going berserk in the wind here. Now there are some sort of fairly substantial weather warnings across the south and southwest of England, which is where we are. So like I say, I've got to be a little bit careful, have my wits about me, going to be careful where I park, make sure I'm not parked under any what they call widow makers, which are branches overhead that are likely to come down in the wind. And of course I've got to have my wits about me if I'm in the forest, that I don't actually stand under anywhere that's potentially going to be hazardous. So hopefully all will go well and I should get what I want. I'll take my camera with me as well, see whether I can get some good video as well, because there's nothing quite like watching the trees swaying about in the wind. I find it, well, personally I find it quite relaxing, especially with the sound of the wind as well. But yeah, it just seemed a shame to waste this opportunity to grab this material, because we've had to use purchased material in the past and it's given us a bit of trouble because of the copyright issues. You know, can you believe it? We've actually been having copyright claims on, you know, sounds of wind and sounds of the ocean and things like that, which is a tad annoying. So I'm sort of determined to create a library of my own, you know, a video, a royalty-free sound effects and music library of my own that is completely 100% legitimate, with absolute solid paperwork. So this is kind of part of that quest. Not sure how much you can see today because we've got the sun sort of in front of us. Let's just pull onto the road here. We got Liddington Hill over there. Hopefully you can see that. That's an ancient hill fort. A lot of ancient stuff around where I live here. We've got umpteen sort of Iron Age and Bronze Age hill forts and old castles and things. You know, when I say castles, I mean that's Liddington Castle up there, but it's basically it's all earthworks. It's not actual castles as you would sort of, you know, the sort of what do you call it, like the traditional sense, you know, as in like, you know, stone buildings with castellations around the top and everything. I'll have to do some tours of them. I'm actually thinking with this new camera I've got, I'm actually thinking of doing making like a picture book of all of the interesting things around the southwest of England here, you know, like the ancient hill forts, like things like the stone circles. We've just got Avebury and everything down the road. So I think what I'm going to be doing is building up a collection of really high quality photographs. I'm now able to do that using a bracketing technique with the camera, which I will no doubt make a video on one day. And it enables me to make these high dynamic range photographs, which are quite spectacular and quite dramatic. and it would be so cool to kind of put together a kind of like a picture book with, you know, with a little paragraph of information about each picture you're looking at and where it is, etc. And I think I've kind of got that on my to-do list. But one of the things I love about travelling this time of the day, because it's quite early, although I think the clocks went forward last night. I haven't changed the clock in the van yet, so according to that it's 10:30, but I actually think it's 11:30 now. But when you're travelling early or travelling late, the sun is quite low to the ground, and you get much better sort of scenery as you drive. Unfortunately for you, you're probably not going to be able to see a lot, because you've got the reflection of the dashboard in the window, in the windscreen. I can see that from here. I'm afraid there's not a huge amount I can do about that, but hopefully you can see just how much these trees are being buffeted by the wind. I can certainly hear the wind swirling around my wing mirrors, which apparently is very common on these particular vehicles, but you only notice it on particularly windy days, fortunately. We're driving over the Marlborough Downs right now. It's just a beautiful bit of country. There's just this one road that goes across the whole lot, and I mean, obviously it's all sort of farmlands used for arable or grazing or whatever it's used for. I mean, you have to bear in mind that before Britain was populated, cool, that is noisy, isn't it? Before Britain was populated, the entire country was covered in trees, and they say that a flying squirrel or a normal squirrel could literally go from the bottom of the country to the top of the country, so we're talking like Land's End to John O'Groats, without ever touching the ground. And unfortunately it's all been cleared now. All this, you know, these open spaces, it's all been done by man, so the surface of this country has been completely changed to what it looked like naturally. I mean, you know, we're talking sort of 4,000, 3,000 BC, so we're talking about a very long time ago. Over here on the right you can see a row of trees. This used to be an old steam railway line. It's now a cycle track. There's no tracks there or anything now, but this part of the country is dotted with these old lines, you know, that used to have old railways on them. I know further down here there's an old bridge. It's basically disused, and I think the actual bit that goes over the road has now been removed, but you've still got the two turrets either side of the road. And once again, that used to be an old railway site, and of course the old steam trains used to go through there. See, there's some more material for another book. But oh, I better slow up a bit. This guy's going a little bit slow. But yeah, I think I'd really like to do that. Just kind of tour around the slightly more interesting places. You know, just take a day or a half a day at a time, and just get lots of photographs and then lots of information about the place. And maybe if I do a book, I'll make it unique by kind of, I don't know, just perhaps saying how it makes me feel or whatever, although I don't think anybody would actually really be interested in that, to be honest. But it would be nice to put a little bit of a twist on the book, rather than just have this, you know, here is a picture of Avebury, blah blah blah, bit of history. You know, it would be nice to have I don't know, just personalise it, make it a little bit more interesting. So that's something I can think about, I think. But just look at the way the shadows, the long shadows, cast all sorts of strange shapes over the hill there. It just makes it really look interesting and kind of quite nice. So that's why I love coming out really early or kind of late on when the sun's low, because it kind of brings out that little artistic-y voice in my head, you know, that sort of this is where you get your creative inspiration from, if you see what I mean. So it's only about, I don't know, 20-minute drive to Marlborough from my house. So Savenac Forest is just the other side of Marlborough, which is nice. It's always great if ever I would just want to escape and have a little walk in the forest. I can do that with not too much of an issue. I brought the camera gear with me today, just so that I've got all of the options. I'm going to be using the Zoom H2 for the audio recordings. Now, one of the problems I have with using it for audio recordings is if I put it on a tripod, the wind hits the legs of the tripod, and that resonates up through the plastic bodywork of the microphone, and it actually causes what sounds like wind noise. It's actually the wind resonating on the tripod. So what I'm going to be doing is actually putting the microphone close to the ground, probably on the ground, not in a tripod. And that way I'm hoping the wind is going to pass over it. I have got a windshield on it, a fur windshield, and I've got a second fur windshield that I may actually sink the whole body into, just so that it gives it that extra bit of protection. And then I'm hoping I'm going to get some nice clean wind sounds without any of that horrible buffeting against the microphone. That would be nice. I must admit, the Zoom H2 is out of all the mics I've owned and worked with, the Zoom H2 does seem to be the hardest one to muffle against wind noise. Even with the wind muffler on, you do still pick up these minor vibrations. So hopefully I'll keep my fingers crossed, and hopefully we'll get something good today. Now we're in the middle of autumn now, and the leaves are still pretty much on the trees, but as you can see, they're all changing colour now. And this is a fantastic time of year to get outside with the camera, and I'm really going to be kind of making hay while the sun shines this week. And I really want to get out. I certainly want to get to Avebury. That's one place on my list of places to go, sort of fairly urgently. Simply because Avebury is good any time of the year around, but if there's any trees and stuff around Avebury, they're going to be like really interesting colours by now. So hopefully I should be able to get some absolutely cracking photographs, which is what I'm hoping. This is Marlborough, and I'm sure I've talked about Marlborough before. I actually really like Marlborough. I don't know why. I get a really good vibe from this town. It's just, I don't know, just something very agreeable about it. I think I probably say that every time I go through Marlborough, so apologies for the repetition, but hey, it's true. I think, well, actually I don't think I'd like to live in Marlborough. It's a very expensive place to live. You get a lot of very rich people living here, but you get a few specialist shops, lots of antique shops and things. All of them, I'd imagine, extremely expensive, and even the garage here. Actually, that's interesting. 138.9. I think that's about what I paid back in town. This garage used to be hellishly expensive. Whatever the national average was, this would be at least 10p a litre more expensive. I don't know whether they've changed ownership or whatever, but I presume that was because they used to be an independent garage, and obviously the independents didn't make a lot of money. I'd imagine the ground rent for living in Marlborough is quite expensive, so they probably had to add that extra 10p per litre just to sort of break even, or keep going. Now what I'm really hoping is I can get through this road without there being any blockages. One of the issues, obviously, driving through a forest in high winds, or not necessarily in high winds, but where there have been high winds, is the danger of the trees sort of blocking the road, falling over and stuff. So basically what I'm trying to do is get to the far side of the forest, because if I start audio recording at this side of it, there's going to be too much noise from this road. This is quite a major road, so I need to get as far away as I can from this road. So I'm aiming to get to the other side of the forest where it's much quieter. I think I should be okay. I've seen no evidence on the trip here that there's been any sort of damage, so I think we should be just fine. So here's the entrance coming up. Signal nice and early, let everybody know I'm going to slow down and turn. That looks fine. So, welcome to Savenac Forest. Ancient forest, thousands and thousands of years old. Obviously managed. But there's just kind of quite a nice vibe to this place. It's just, don't know what it is, it just kind of has a cool feel. I know there are certain Roman works here. I recently read or watched a documentary where they actually found this archaeological, or that it was like an archaeologically based program, and they actually found this kind of Roman wall and sort of signs of this building and everything. But they've kept its location secret, and apparently, not many people know where it is. I certainly don't know where it is. And the thing is, this is a very big forest, so the chances of sort of stumbling across it are probably quite remote. Nice to see they've actually resurfaced the road. There used to be these sort of 3 foot wide potholes here last year, which always made very interesting driving. I could get some cracking photographs from here. Just the colour of these leaves, just there's so many colours going on here. I think I'm going to have to spend some time here and take lots and lots of pictures. High dynamic range pictures as well as regular pictures, I think. Take my sunglasses off. Oh, that's better. Wow. Colours are even better now. Oops. Got to watch it down here. There's a couple of ramps that creep up on you really quickly. I don't think they're marked. Plenty of fungi around, mushrooms and stuff. Oh, here's one of those ramps. You can't see it until you're on top of it, and they're pretty severe. Ooh. There's another one further on. Wow. I should be able to get some really cool photographs today. I'm really hoping I will. Anyway, this new camera, because it's got these filters on it, like the high vibrant color filters and the HDR filters and the bracketing facilities and stuff. I'm hoping I can get some real classy photos. I can even include in my book if of course I go ahead and do the book thing. It's just a pipe dream at the moment. Lots of people here today, or lots of parked cars anyway. Get a lot of dog walkers around here. Great place to bring your dog, definitely. I bought my dog here when he was alive. He used to have a little Labrador. Well, say a little Labrador. He's quite a big Labrador actually, but he loved it here. But these colours are just fantastic. You've got these golden browns on the ground. It's a real gold colour, and then obviously you've got the real yellowy greens from the sun on the leaves. Plus you've got the leaves turning that golden colour as well. The thing is, you've literally got, what, a week, 2 weeks to get these photographs, and then that's it. You got to wait another year. I mean, you do get some interesting photographs when all the leaves have fallen off of the trees, but they always look quite bleak and just not quite as... Ah, you bugger. Yeah, I mean, winter pictures look good, but they always look cold and uninviting, don't they? Whereas pictures like this, they've still got that warmth to them. You know, there's not that bleakness that you get from the sort of depth of winter type pictures. Now this is a dead end. Dead end, dead end, dead end. I'm going to pull in here, I think. And hopefully not... Oh, wow, look at those pictures, those colours. That's awesome. Right, I'm still out here taking pictures in the forest with the scary hair. I've had to put the graduated filter onto the lens because the sky is a bit too bright. I didn't think I was going to need it in the forest, but I do. You can see my hair's a bit dark. If I slide the lens up, you'll see it's. I've got this graduated filter. If I turn it around, look, twist it around, you can see it puts this graduation on the screen. There we go. And that just kind of darkens down the sky. It's called a neutral density filter, and it darkens down the sky and enables you to get a much better contrast across the whole picture. So I saw a few potential shots down here, but the sky was too open and big, so hopefully I'm going back now with the filter on, and hopefully I should be able to get some good shots. There's a few old dead trees down here as well, which look quite, or should look quite dramatic if I take them in the high dynamic range with the neutral density filter. In fact, I'm going to set up here to get this one. This is, I'll show you. This is what we've got here is this dead old tree. And I'm literally just going to frame it. Oops. Let's have a look. Yeah, not quite sure how I want to frame it. Maybe zoom in a little bit. Don't know, rule of thirds and all that. Going to employ the neutral density filter, bring it down a little so that the sky is not so white. In fact, I'm going to meter for the sky up there. Press half hold down, and then I can take a picture. Obviously it's not going to work while I'm video recording, but actually I'll have a go just out of curiosity. So I'm metering for the sky, and then I'm going to take my picture here. No. Right, I'm going to have to turn this off so that I can get my high dynamic picture. And wait for the wind to stop blowing. The speed that sky is travelling, that's real time, that's not speeded up. That's almost otherworldly, isn't it? The sound of the breeze here is just really awesome. I don't think there's any finer sound than the sound of the breeze in a forest. It's just all around us. I'm assuming you're going to get a lot of wind noise on the microphone, so you may not hear it, but I've got audio recordings from here. So there we go, a little walk in the forest for you. So I think I'm going to... Sorry, my camera's drunk. Try that again. I think I'm going to head for home now. I've been out here for about a couple of hours now, just taking... I've got loads and loads of photographs. No doubt I'll bore the pants off anybody I see with them when I get home. Sun's bright. The sun's been coming in and out all day, and it's great when the sun's out. You can look at the, if you look up at the leaves through the trees, the leaves just really go that beautiful sort of yellowy green colour whenever the sun comes out. Obviously when the sun goes in, like it's going in now, they dull down again. So it really is a question of timing. I see another picture. So I have no idea how much of this video sound is going to come out. It may all be really like wind noise, so you won't be able to hear a thing, in which case this video won't go up. But if it's salvageable, there's not too much wind noise, I'll put it up. And if there are any specifics you want to know about the camera and sort of how to take pictures and stuff, my knowledge is very limited, but do feel free to ask, and I will endeavour to provide answers. I just spotted another potential photo op here. Just it's these fallen trees. They kind of make interesting. No, I think it's a bit dull from this angle. There's a fallen branch there. No, it's all a bit too symmetrical. So let's have a go anyway. So there we go. So that's it for me for this week, and hopefully, well, there will be more videos coming soon. I'm still doing lots of decorating at the moment, so I'm sort of tied up with that, but hopefully within about a week that's all going to be done, and I can move on to other things. Right, okay, that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.